end of the season. In fact, most leagues have handed off their trophies to the league champions, except for the two most competitive leagues in the world, and that is the English Premier League and the Nigerian Premier Football League. Yes, you heard it from me. Take it. Yes, it is. From your girl, Chicken Queen, Choma, your sports goddess, your sports queen, your queen of the airways, and we're saying, welcome to One for Sports with my guys.
Zando Touchline.
Yeah, touchline. And
I could prosper, your rugged analyst.
the rugged analyst. And we're set to bring you a lot, in fact, almost all of the controversial talking points that happened over the weekend and a mix of celebration, especially for our very own Super Eagles players. But we're going to keep you on the way. Just hold on, stay there, don't go nowhere. We are going to start the show right away. Starting off from what happened on the weekend between Manchester City and Chelsea at the FA Cup finals. Now, I'm not going to paint words. No, I'm not going to go round about it. I'm going to go at it straight. Two offenses against Chelsea, and they were supposed to be penalties. Should those penalties have been given, City wouldn't have won that one against Chelsea. Looking especially at that challenge between Konasov and Joao Pedro, chest or shoulder to chest challenge, shouldn't that be a penalty? And we also know how many yellow cards that Caicedo has received for the same kind of challenge. And even against City, shouldn't it be said that Premier League or the English FA just have a way of favoring Manchester City in issues like this?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily call it a deliberate act to favor Manchester City. Though I believe it should have been given. But I've always said this thing, that these referees are usually careful when they are making decisive calls like that, especially when you get to the semi-finals or finals of any competition. The referee doesn't want to interrupt the play too much because it's a final. They always tell them these things. But then I expected the guys at upstairs to have called the referee to have a second look at it because it was a clear and obvious foul for me. So I would have given it. But I'm not blaming the referee, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
The referee is operating under that. If it's not too clear for me, if I don't see I'm well, let it flow. Okay. If anything is wrong, then they will call me to come and have a look. And since they didn't call him, he just assumed it might have been a minor foul. So it's a foul. But the VAR should have called it. I'm not directly blaming the ref for allowing the game to flow. That's just my take on it. If the VAR had called him, I'm sure he would have awarded the penalty. So nothing to say much. For me, it was a penalty. VAR should have given that one.
Now, okay, for it, it's a penalty for the two offenses, no doubt. But I'm going to ask you, Xander, particularly about Manchester City. We know they started off their season not so good. Nobody was putting them in the picture for title challenges and all of those. Currently, they already have two titles. But I'm going to look at particularly officiating towards them at this ending part of the season.
It all boils down to the inconsistency of the VAR, you understand? Making some calls which are very, very relevant. Just look at it. If it's a penalty, give it as a penalty. Just like you said, you can't blame the refs sometimes at all these decisions because that is why they have VAR.
Yeah.
VAR will need to check all this stuff. Then if they see that there is no error, or let's just call it then the ref can actually make his own decision. But aside from that, that was a clear foul. You said it was a clear foul. So inconsistency has been one thing in English football.
All right, inconsistency of the VAR. Now, with Chelsea having lost 7 finals at the Wembley, in fact, they have lost their last 3 FA Cup finals. Now, would you say if Liam Rossini was allowed to be in charge of that game yesterday, with how Chelsea played and the substitution that McFarlane made after conceding that one goal, do you think the result would have been different?
If Chelsea had left him, it would have been 4-0.
Rossini against City? I mean,
saying that, yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
See my point. With Rossini, the Chelsea team was already divided. Okay, the whole controversy behind Enzo Fernandez and the boys were not longer playing for him. they wanted him to go. They don't tire for him. It was obvious. There were rumors leakages of lineup and all that and all that and all that. The team were not sticking together. But under Mike, they were practically trying to prove a point that it wasn't our fault, it was the coach's fault. So they were bringing out this little resilience you are seeing Chelsea put up now. You wouldn't have seen this fighting spirit if it was the former coach. I'm telling you, it would have been worse.
And if you check the formation, the system of the way the interim coach is actually doing this right now.
That these guys fight defense.
Yes.
That is what prevent. Did you
making James go forward?
You will see that someone like a Doku.
Yes.
Doku was struggling
to beat
every time he handles the ball, they go to him like 3 defenders.
Yes.
It was Semenyo that they trusted Makukurela to stop. And one way or another, it's difficult to stop him. But you see that the way Chelsea is set up, the idea was to prevent Man City from playing their free-flowing football. And anything can happen.
And I was thinking that game should have gone into draw. Considering the decisions from the VAR.
But then, that is the difference between Guardiola and any other manager. He knows how to win games. It doesn't matter whether it's 1-0, whether it's 0.5. The trophy is what that matters.
Chelsea have lost back-to-back FA Cup finals. In fact, Chelsea has had about 7 losses at Wembley.
Not good.
Not good.
Should they make a sacrifice?
It is what it is.
Anyway, Chelsea fans, it's not for people to know. Should people go and appease the gods of Wembley or what? Because I can't understand this losing at Wembley. You play everything and when you get to Wembley, you lose. Anyway, you know what to do. Now, still talking Chelsea, they've ended the managerial search. They've appointed a new manager, Xabi Alonso. But looking at how far Chelsea has gone, do you think it's a good one for Chelsea at this time? Xabi Alonso coming into the team.
I know that the expectation is high on Chelsea's point of view, especially considering how poorly they have been in recent time. Well, it's a good move in the right direction to resuscitate and revive Chelsea. I believe that Xabi Alonso is coming into this Chelsea team not as a head coach, as a manager.
Yeah.
Okay, he must have had that conversation with them and say, look, I'm not here to come and be doing this your poultry business of buy a player for 10 million, sell at 15 million, make profit of 5 million. That's not what I'm here for. If you want me to return Chelsea to where they need to be competing for glory and trophies across all the competition, then you have to give me an open hand, a superior hand, especially making decisive decision in recruiting new players. All these Garnacho and Gittins, I don't know how far they will go, but I think I welcome the idea that Alonso is not a bad move, especially they give him that upper hand, that command to, he want to bring in some names from his former clubs, probably Bayer Leverkusen, Real Madrid, go to Spain and try to recruit tactical and technical players who can add flair into that Chelsea team and bring back life and the spirit of, that fighting spirit back to the Chelsea team.
And then, talking about young players who to let go and all to go, looking at Xabi Alonso and his antecedent at Bayer Leverkusen, it was because of him that we got to know the likes of our very own Victor Boniface, Nathan Taylor, and so many other players that shone in during his days. Do you think, looking at this Chelsea squad, quite a lot of young players in the likes of Garnacho, who is actually not a bad player per se, are there players that will shine as he is coming to Chelsea? Will they have that impact? Or will he make that impact in these players like he did with the Bayer Leverkusen players?
Firstly, I would love to say, Xabi Alonso, great lad. Tactically, he is very, very good because we've seen what he has done at Bayer Leverkusen. The system of play, free flow playing, attacking wise, is very, very good. So I feel Chelsea right now, because when you watch Chelsea attacking, it has been very, very, very poor, to the extent that getting a goal becomes a problem, which is very, very vital as well. So I feel Xabi Alonso coming into the Chelsea team can actually push them. They're attacking very, very well. But we all know Premier League can be very, very can be somehow, you don't know, it might actually impact in them positively or also negatively. So that's what I can say.
All right. So for you, Chelsea, what do you think? Xabi Alonso coming into Chelsea, What do you expect of him? Do you see it as a good move? Is he going to make that impact? Let us know. And talking about Jabi Alonso and all of those, we go to Liverpool. Will you say is a snatch before I get into what Liverpool and Slot is doing? You just said this because I mean a lot of Liverpool fans we are hoping he's a Liverpool legend, right? We are hoping that one day Alonso will be the coach of Liverpool or even anytime soon. The reason why most of them were clamoring for Slot to be aced out of the club was because Alonso was available. Now Chelsea has grabbed Alonso. A miss for Liverpool.
Well. See, the Slot thing is always dividing opinions because having won the Premier League in your first season in charge of a club like Liverpool, I know the hopes were high. The expectation were very high for him, especially after being given over 500 million budget to recruit players, and then this is happening to them. Liverpool have not really been intentional about bringing Alonso to the club. They've always been on that dividing line. And Alonso has been there saying, come and get me, I'm here. There have been no direct intentional move to bring it. And Chelsea knows that right now it's difficult to get a good quality manager in the market. And we have what Xabi Alonso who have the experience of Bayer Leverkusen and the Real Madrid to bring. And Liverpool are still there contemplating, you know what, this guy won the league before. Things we don't know what happened. Let's give him another chance to see if he can correct that error. And Alonso said, I can't wait for you.
So of course, you don't pause your career for love
Yeah.
you know. So people would say, but then Slot and Liverpool 4-2 against Aston Villa that we are in the Europa League finals. You are also contending for the fourth spot in the Champions League places. 4-2, and I'm not looking at that result alone. I'm looking at the entirety of Liverpool, like he rightly said, champions of last season, like defending champions, so to say, spend almost 500 millions in the market, getting some of the best. Like I mean, Florian Wirtz was one of the best in Bundesliga before coming to Liverpool. Ekitike would be said to be the same. What's the other guy too? Isaac already we know what he was doing in the Premier League with Newcastle, but these guys came to Liverpool and it was looking like when the likes of Diaz were there and all, it was even better for them because with these guys they won the league and with these other guys it's even struggling to be in the Champions League places. Is it down to the squad or the manager? Should we be saying that he flew on what Jurgen Klopp did last season and this is the real him? He is just an average manager because that's what he has turned Liverpool into.
Average, you said he is. Yes, because his tactics, God, I don't even know what to say about his tactics because when you if you see the pattern of Jurgen Klopp, I think it had more. Jurgen Klopp pattern actually had more influence in that first season. You understand? Still be able to use the same players and everything. Still play to Salah. Now when you watch and Slot's system, when you're playing a 4-2-2-2 in the Liverpool squad, Salah has been off this season entirely. The system doesn't even favor him. It doesn't favor some other players.
Yeah, because he's trying to build his team, I think, around Isak or something.
Isak, he has gotten injured. You understand? Throughout the season, he hasn't really gotten this game time and due to injury. You understand? When you check the tactics and everything, the only thing they try to keep is that it's this high line. It doesn't work like the way it works during the time of Jurgen Klopp. Defensively, they've been very awful. Look at the line. Just look at that game. I was just feeling so bad because Liverpool were just trying to just shuffle in the game, trying to get in. But when you see Aston Villa play, you see that they were there to win the game. It was just one game for the both sides. Champions League football, that is it. And Aston Villa took it with a wonderful game.
Slot is I don't know if it is or was a bit relaxed after winning the league. Okay, and one of the problems he's having that has caused this downfall is what Amorim was causing Manchester United. Experimental formation all the time. Okay. You can't tell which lineup is going to use. Now, when he brought in Florian Wirtz, I personally was questioning that signing. Because having Isak and Ekitike, two strikers you cannot afford to keep on the bench. One person has to play. It can distort. I always say, use Luis Enrique as an example. The problem of Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar and how to combine them, how to mix them, who to bench, was affecting them. The same thing is playing out in Liverpool. Sometimes you watch it, you're setting up a Liverpool team where you have Gravenberch, McAllister, Sloboslai as your preferred midfield pairing. And then you are having a team where you have to bring in Florian Wirtz, you have to play Mohamed Salah, you have to contemplate whether to play Ekitike or Issa, and then you keep moving players out of. It was just that is why some of the Liverpool management are thinking he has learned from his mistake. Let's allow him use the preseason to correct this thing, and let's hope he has.
So do you think probably after this season or something like that, Liverpool can actually
if this continues and it doesn't make any good improvement, they will have to start.
It's gonna get sad.
That's what I'm saying. They're just giving him the benefit of the doubt. Okay, correct this your mistake. We are all humans. We make mistakes. Correct these mistakes and let's see what happens. But if it doesn't happen,
seriously, he's also being biased with the selection of a team. Look at
that is what I'm saying. Look at experimental setup.
Look at Robertson.
Not the experience and everything.
Last season was very good. You brought in Kekers to the team. Why keeping a player that has been so much prolific for you? When you watch him using Robertson, look at the impact from that place.
And once
defensively,
and again, like I agree with you. Whenever Isaac is fit, it doesn't matter what Ekitike does on the bench.
He keeps him on the bench. That's what I'm saying. He's trying to justify that 125 million signing, and that is the problem. That's what I mean by experimental setup all the time. And we know that Ekitike fits better in that system this season, far better than Issa. Not downplaying the effect or the talent of Alenda Issa, but it's just not working out.
Moving on from there, we'll go to Michael Carrick and his Manchester United side. Yes, it's been confirmed the new manager of Manchester United, or even head coach, and he was sealed off with a win. And looking at this side, safe to say, good one for Manchester United and her fans. Next, the future is bright.
Of course, the future should be bright because Michael Carrick is a wonderful one for Manchester United. When you look at his system of play, he has brought back the glory days of Manchester United. Remember coming to Old Trafford, when you're coming to Old Trafford, the theatre of dreams.
Yeah, the glory there.
You hardly lose at Old Trafford. You understand? So I think he has brought back that system very, very well. And it's a wonderful decision for Manchester United to go with Carrick. I mean on it.
Michael Carrick coming into Manchester United or signing on permanent basis for Manchester United. The lads are the happiest. I mean, seeing how they have, resurged under him. And Bruno Fernandes, who got an assist, his 20th assist, equaling the record of Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne. The future is bright for this young man.
Future is bright for Bruno Fernandes, yes, but let's leave Bruno Fernandes out of this conversation. Bruno Fernandes can score 20 goals even under Daniel Omokachi as a head coach. He is that good. The guy is magical. Let's keep beaming the spotlight on the permanent signing of Michael Carrick as Manchester United head coach, not manager. Emphasis on head coach.
Okay.
Manchester United fans, let me say this one to the camera. One thing I've discovered about most of us, Premier League supporters, Manchester United fans, is that when I know they watch ball, like when I know they watch games in the eye, you just brought out your phone, check the live scores, 2-0 Man United. Oh, we are winning 2-0, 2-0. If you sit down and look at the tactical display of these games, you understand where my concern is. I don't have a problem with Carrick as a player. He's a great guy. He's a good coach. Do you get? Where my concern is coming from, I picked from two angles. Okay. Number one, I have noticed carefully, every time Michael Carrick makes a substitution, Manchester United end up conceding a goal. We will be comfortably leading the game 2-0, and then you make substitution. Like I don't want a coach or a manager where at 2-0 you already relax. You feel comfortable that you've won the game in the Premier League. Before you know it now, 2-0 lead has reduced to 2-1, 2-2. We will not be struggling to even sustain a draw, talk more of a win. So it gets me worried. If we do this when we are practically playing one game in 3 weeks, what will happen when we start playing Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, the Champions League, the Premier League? Are we going to be able to match the energies if you compare it to Bayern Munich and PSG and the rest of them? That's number one. Number two, okay. I don't want Manchester United right now, given where they are, to have a manager or a coach that will be looking at him as if they are doing him a favor. I need someone who can command respect and presence from these guys. Would they be able to listen to Michael Carrick to bring in the necessary recruitment needed to bolster this team? If you watch Nottingham Forest, everybody was crying. What is Manchester United waiting for to bring in Elliot Anderson into the team? So I want a manager who will come to Manchester United and will be able to influence decision in bringing in recruitment. Michael Carrick is too calm, is too quiet for the stubbornness of this man you call. They will not listen to him. I need somebody who can speak and can make these guys make a move.
Okay.
See, that's why I'm worried.
Listen, when you're talking about too calm, like you feel that Michael Carrick is a coach that is too calm or what? He might look calm. You understand? That lad might look calm, but I mean, a coach that has gotten 13 wins, 2 draws, and 2 defeats, isn't it?
This is the
Wait, it's not.
What do you even need from the coach?
Something now.
You want the coach to come and shout on the touchline with
Because you
nothing to
feel
show
it's
for
too calm. You understand? You might say something because I noticed something that they might make a change and Manchester United will concede a goal. That is why Manchester United need to do instill much more players defensively and even in the DM. You understand? That one is not even for Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick is not he might actually talk about it, but it is Manchester United to bring those players in. And I feel Michael Carrick, he might look calm, but inside he is embodied by that discipline also in him. And I think he's going to bring it to the team.
And I want to add something. I want to add something to it. I will ask this thing and I will keep asking it. Manchester United fans, those of you who are clamoring and saying, no, Michael Carrick is not the man. You remember when Sir Alex Ferguson was brought into this team? And even till his last day, till he retired, Sir Alex Ferguson is not a very vocal coach. He just stands and looks at you and just with his eyes, everything is settled. And again, talking about making a substitution and you concede. Do you even know that what Michael Carrick used to start the game are the best legs that Manchester United have?
Now that's what I'm trying to say.
So if you don't have someone who can actually match up the energy of your best, how will you not concede?
You not this
I think no. It's different from
that man is not calm. It's just like
Alex Ferguson.
I get on
Alright.
whenever we are mentioning Carrick and you are bringing Ferguson.
Don't worry.
Just
Alright, guys.
The same attitude.
Alright, guys.
The same attitude.
Alright, guys. I think we're going to. Alright, guys. Don't worry.
Let's just
So I think we're going to do this Manchester United manager thing on a different day.
Honestly speaking.
Seriously, because we really need to. There are things we need to even put out there. Yes, a lot have to be talked about because you're not even looking at the squad depth of Manchester United that is Michael Carrick is handling. You're not looking at the situation Manchester United is that Michael Carrick came in. You're not even considering all of those. But anyway, we'll come back to this at the end of transfer market, like you said. Moving on from here, let's get to Arsenal. They'll be playing today. The title chase is still very much open, 2 points away. If they win, they top again, and if City wins tomorrow or next, it just goes on and on until the 24th, which is on Sunday, the last day. Can Arsenal pull this off? Because City have won the FA Cup. Everywhere is injury. Arsenal we are doing quadruple. Now City are looking like they're the one who are going to eventually end up with a treble. Like, is it fire on the mountain for Arsenal?
Fire is not burning anywhere for us. There's no fire anywhere.
I hope Chelsea fans will
the only thing where I'm just it's difficult to even say what I'm thinking because will Burnley come and cause the greatest upset of all time by slowing down Arsenal chances of winning the league by giving even a draw? I don't think so. This match is a match where inside 20-30 minutes of first half, Arsenal don't even like 3-0 already.
Are you sure?
So the only thing I'm hoping on is there's nothing to hope about. Arsenal will smash Burnley.
Yeah, because Arsenal are going in for this one.
If Burnley manage to get even 1 goal, I'll be surprised.
Yes.
1 goal. I'll be surprised.
I don't think Arsenal will even concede a goal. Let's just say 3-0.
Yeah, Burnley have been relegated officially, right?
Yes, of course. They have nothing to lose. So it's just
which makes it more dicey because they are now playing free flow football.
Yes.
But Arsenal know what is at stake.
I hope so.
There's nothing much to say.
I hope so. And then we're waiting for that moment where Arsenal are going to hopefully lift.
Why are you so excited about Arsenal?
I don't tell on before. Say me and no say I go certificate. Promise they left, right, and center. Hey, Arsenal, very good. Look at my.
Burnley, can you do it for us?
All right, let's move on before we wrap up the show because I mean we are drawing the curtain to a close. But before we do that, let us celebrate. Celebrate with our Super Eagles players that won the league in different countries. Yes, we have 7 Super Eagles players that won the league with their different clubs. Last time we celebrated the most prominent of them all, which is Victor Osimhen. Yes, the Zorro of Africa. He did that with Galatasaray. And also, senior man Kelechi Iheanacho also was very instrumental with Celtic in winning the Scottish League. On that same list is Francis Uzoho, who won the Cyprus First Division title with Ammonia Nicosia. Next on that list is Terry Murphy. Yes, he's a league winner with FC Porto alongside fellow compatriot Zaidi Sanusi. We also have Frank Onyeka. That one is already known. He won the league or the championship with Coventry City. And also Igor Ogbo. Yes, Igor Ogbo is a league winner with Czech Republic side Slavia Prague. Those are the 7 Super Eagles players that are league winners for 2025-2026 season. A happy child for these 7 of them. Hip, 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 hooray! Hip, 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 hooray! Hip, 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 hooray! And as we're celebrating with you, we're also celebrating you that is supporting any of the teams that have won the league. And we're saying, stick around with us. Don't go nowhere. We promise it's going to be bangers back to back to back. And let us know what you think. And if there's anything you want us to talk about, just drop it in the comment section. And I sure promise you, we're going to hit at it on our next show. See you around. I remain your girl, Chike Queen Choma, Sports Goddess. And we're saying,